I want to go ahead and point this out because it's very important when you talk about contracts and things of that nature on a spiritual level, because you have like what's called spiritual contracts, which are actually like energetic contracts dealing with, for instance, your DNA or your blood, your skin, um, your body parts essentially are spiritual contracts, all merging and originating from several different places. And I'm pointing this out because when you start talking about cloning and where this world is going, and all these robo-toys and these computers and things like that, it seems like it's minute, but what you have to remember is that we have to track everything. This is why when you go to the store and buy something, you have what? It has a serial number on it. Everything that you buy has a barcode or some form of a serial number because everything has to be tracked back to its original source. And I'm pointing this out because as I point and get into some of this information, I don't want you to get confused and think that when I speak about clones, that I'm speaking about doubles. Because there's the difference between a clone and a double. Very important that people understand that. Because a double can essentially go into computer technology, but a real genuine clone comes from some form of either plant or biological life. Or even, and then there's a difference between cloning and grafting. When you get into cloning, there's something called cloning and then there's something called grafting. You have to remember that, and I'm pointing this out because when you start to watch these videos and I talk about my past lives and the things that happened in Visa in my past lives, which is really, my past life is actually a part of a group. There's a group of us. So when I say I did this, there's actually a group of us that did this together, even if you're unconscious of it, but you're a part of this group. I'm vising our past life for you, so you're going to receive the abundance and the benefits from what I'm doing and myself and others have done to visa our past life. So that's one aspect. But that actually, believe it or not, clones and clones and what you call grafts can actually have past lives. When we talk about doubles, that's something different. See, a double really doesn't have a past life. See, a double lives in like a continuum. A continuum is what it's called, a continuum. So a double lives in like a recurring reality, and that never expires, and it just shifts into different aspects. And that's something different. So when you talk about calculating, I guess, any type of data or sovereignty that a double leaves on this plane, you're gonna have to take that into account. And it may sound far out and spooky, but it's important because remember, coronavirus itself, they're not telling the truth, but it's essentially about this problem that I'm speaking about. This is how the virus originated, from mixing it, from too much mixing in with clones and original species and doubles and computers, and too much computer sex or cyber sex is what caused the coronavirus. Because you got to remember, there's people out here having sex that have computer parts in them. And when you decide to enter into them as a male, or if you decide to allow that to enter into you as a female, you take on a contract that's metaphysical, but it's financial. And I could calculate it for you and watch it for you if I really wanted to. That's worth thousands of dollars a day on the stock market. When you do this stuff, you lose the money, and they put a lien on you and your Social Security, and then you wonder why 3 or 4 months later they're trying to sacrifice you, and you losing your job, and everything financially that can happen that's bad is happening to you. Just because you don't know about the contract. So just want to really point that out at this particular time because it was on my mind, and I've been getting a lot of feedback from the ancestors and people, and I think that people are mistaken on some of these terms. So I'm gonna be real clear when I define words in the next couple of segments so you can understand these things. So as always, thank you for listening and watching. We did a little bartering today. I want to send a shout out to my homies and my people for all the supplies and things that you gave me. We received over $60 worth of supplies today. Thank you for that. From Turkey, actually. So I'm thanking my partner from Turkey for that. And as always, much love and light. Namaste.